9 January 2024, Zee Business aired a video titled Polycab India Exposed. They claim that their sources have confirmed that Polycab promoters were involved in tax evasion and underreported the sales on company's books and added it to their personal account. Right after the news, Polycab share price fell down 8%. However, later Polycab released a press note denying any such claim. But 2 days later, on 11 January, there was a press release from PIB, a media agency of government under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, indicating that the claims were true. As a result, Polycab share price tanked brutally by 20%, resulting in nearly 28% correction in 3 days, touching a low of around 3,800 rupees. However, right after that, few brokerage reports were published where one of the top brokerage firm Jefferies has given a buy call on the company with target of 7,000 rupees. And Polycab share prices again jumped around 12% to current levels of around 4,300. Hey everyone, 2024 has started with a bang. Polycab, which is a leader in Indian cables and wire industry with around 22 to 23% market share, has gone through a lot of action. Just to give you a background, Polycab launched its IPO in 2019 at 538 rupee at valuations of about 8,000 crore. And since then, the share price has consistently grown leaps and bounds to touch highs of 5,100 rupee and commanded a market cap of around 85,000 crore. But this recent correction resulted in nearly 25,000 crore fall in its market cap. Just one news resulted in crazy correction. Now I received multiple requests to cover this company and share my thoughts. So in this video, I'll try to help you understand what exactly happened with the company and more importantly, what are the expectations from Polycab in the future. There are also a few questions that are still unanswered. I'll discuss them as well. And then I'll share my personal opinion on the company along with some important learnings from this event. Alright, let's get started. Basically, it all started on 22nd December 23 when Income Tax Department initiated a search at some of Polycab's premise and concluded it on 30th December. Please note that such tax raids are very common. The important aspect is what is the outcome of such raids. So on 11 January, Income Tax shared a press release mentioning that Income Tax Department initiated search and seizure operation in case of a group engaged in manufacturing of wires and cables and other electrical items on 22nd December 23. It further mentioned that the flagship company has made unaccounted cash sale of around 1,000 crore which are not recorded in books of account. Evidence of unaccounted cash payment of more than 400 crore made by a distributor on behalf of flagship company towards purchases of raw materials have also been seized. After this, Polycab share price tanked brutally with high volumes that clearly indicated that some FIs have sold their stakes. Obviously, this is a major allegation on the company and raised a lot of concern about the corporate governance of the company. Please note that Polycab commanded a premium valuation with PE more than 50 before this incident. And company command a premium not just because of its earning, but also because of its corporate governance. Especially institutional buyers that invest hundreds of crores in the company like clear promoters with established track record. So the first reaction after the press release from IT department was PE derating. But here I could not understand why Income Tax did not mention the name of Polycab. Moreover, on 11th evening, after the sharp correction, Polycab did a press release where it mentioned that they have not received any written communication from the IT department regarding the outcome of the search. Again, the question is, why is Polycab not officially informed about the outcome of IT raid? Now, those of you who are new to such events, there have been cases in the past where IT raids and other regulatory developments happened recently. For example, in June 23, IT department raided Shree Cement Group and seized document indicating tax fraud in the tune of 23,000 crore. What happened to the share price? It fell down around 7-8% after the news and then consolidated and then jumped 11-12%. Likewise, in August 23, there was an ED raid at Hero Motor chairman Pawan Munjal place and they seized asset worth 25 crore. After the news, its share price corrected slightly, but then share price jumped nearly 50%. Likewise, there was an IT raid on Mankind Pharma premise last year. But in all these cases, the share price actually recovered after initial hiccups. This indicates that, by and large, company's share price is likely driven by its business performance. In case of Polycab, after sharp correction on 11 January, people got divided in two groups. On one side, some people sold their holdings, including a few institutional investors, where the argument is centered around the corporate governance of the company. They did not like the IT raid outcome because it directly raised questions around the corporate governance of the company. And some people just like to invest in companies with clean promoter record. Whereas on the other side, people looked at it as an opportunity and accumulated the shares. Their argument is that you will hardly find any company in India that is completely clean. And a few months down the line, nobody would remember what happened with Polycab IT raid. All people care about is business performance. In fact, majority of people fall into this category. Another silver lining is that Polycab has allegedly underreported the sales. It means company is doing more business than what it is reporting. So from business perspective, this is a good news because now they are found guilty, then they will pay the fine and in the future, they would report entire sales in company's book. And to an extent, I also believe that people will forget the incident and would just focus on the performance. Honestly speaking, I won't be surprised if a few months down the line, Polycab would be touching new highs. But I have a clear rule to not invest my money in a company that has a corporate governance issue. And hence, right after the news from Z Business, I sold my holding. My thought process was that, why would Z Business put false allegation on Polycab? Hence, I sold my stake to wait for the outcome. And I also mentioned that if Polycab comes out clear, I'll buy it again. Now, some of you are aware that I mentioned about selling Polycab in my closed community and I received a lot of backslash for not informing everyone. On that, let me clarify that when I sold my stake on 9 January, there was no confirmation from IT department. So I could have been wrong. Moreover, sharing this news on my platform without any confirmed news would have created panic as there are nearly 5 lakh subscribers. Remember that the moment Polycab news was out, I shared with the community. So I kept everyone informed about the crucial information about what is happening with the company. But I can't share what I am doing with my own money. That's not the right expectation. So I waited for things to settle down. Also friends, I'm not comfortable sharing my personal investments on a public forum. The entire idea behind this channel is to share my knowledge with you all, but there is no commitment to share my own portfolio. Nobody does that. While I would continue to share my knowledge with you all, please don't expect me to share details of my own stocks that I am buying and selling. Anyways, I'm strictly against the idea of stock tips because I strongly believe that you can't create wealth on a consistent basis with tips. You have to do your own research before investing your money. Yes, I do share my personal details with my closed community in my weekly series where I upload one exclusive video every week, but again, that is not a buy or sell call. This is only to help people build a thought process behind selecting a stock. Moreover, I also cover quarterly results along with key events in the company and a lot of things. Each of these videos are 35 to 40 minutes long and only for serious long-term investors. Now coming back to Polycab, after the correction, some brokerage firms have come up with the latest target and Jeffrey has given a target of 7,000 rupees on the company. Interestingly, after the sharp correction on 11 January, Polycab has seen nearly 12% rise in share price that suggests that investors are taking this correction as an opportunity and adding to it. Considering the current levels, there is a lot of upside potential in the company based on Jeffrey's target. Company has declared its Q3 results that are largely in line with the expectations. Now you need to decide whether you look at the correction in Polycab as an opportunity based on the potential outperformance in the business, or you don't want to invest your money in a company that is involved in corporate governance issue. Personally, do I have any regret selling Polycab? Well, not really. I don't regret selling my stake in Polycab. I invested in the company at levels of 1,000 rupee and sold at 5,000 rupee and made 400% return in 3 years. So I'm very happy. I wish I hold it for long enough to become 10x or 20x, but that's part of the journey. I have a clear rule to not engage in a company with corporate governance issue and hence I've exited. Maybe in the future if Polycab comes out clean, then I might consider it again. But for now, I see a lot of opportunity in other mid and small cap stocks and would be happy to deploy my capital somewhere else. After this incident, there are a few learnings that I want to share with you all. First of all, I've realized that no matter how much you research about the company via annual report, con calls, interviews, you can't know everything about the company. Forget about retail investors like you and me. Even DIs and FIs don't know everything about the company. Hence, I have a strict rule not to invest more than 10% of my money in a single company. So let's say a company does exceptionally well in your portfolio and its allocation increases beyond 10%. It's better to either increase allocation in other stocks so that the 10% allocation would reduce, or better to trim some stake to keep it within 10%. It's too risky for me. But again, that is my personal opinion. You are free to decide what is right for yourself. Then second is, if there's any corporate governance issue, it's better to sell the stock and then take an action upon more clarity. And third learning is, it's very important to keep a close eye on the market. I really like the quote from Mr. Vijay Kedia. He says that invest like a bull, but sit like a bear and watch market like an eagle. So this is it for this video. I hope you got a good clarity on the entire development Polycab. Now let me know in comments. Are you holding it in your portfolio or adding more or selling it? I'll see you next video. Till then, take care.